So we're finally gonna be starting our brand new series on the channel, which is Build a Warpet, where we'll be discussing everything that has to do with Warpets, the guide for them, how to build them, which ones to focus on, which ones work with which troop types, and some tips and tricks on how you can set up the builds. So with that being said, let's get started. What is up guys, MEOWER here back with a brand new Call of Dragons video. So I've been asked about this topic a lot, which is what to do when you want to build a certain Warpet, or what you should focus on when you're setting up your builds and skills and talents. Well, how does this work, how does that work, etc, etc, etc when it comes to building any types of Warpets. So worry not, because Meow Meow is here to assist you. Before we get started, if you like content like this, don't forget to drop a like, don't forget to subscribe, and let's dive in. So we got a lot to unpack when it comes to Warpets, but a certain friend by the name of Johnny Nader has provided some really nice infographics that will help us maintain and learn which Warpets work best with what troop types and what the talents work as a little short nice summary. So first of all, at the first part of this video, we're going to be diving into the Discord, which is the Meowers Den. Be sure to join it, the link is in the description, where we will be dissecting this infographic for this video, and then I'll be giving you some nice little tips beforehand, and then in future videos we're gonna go more and more in depth on what we should focus on when building a certain Warpet, how skills work together, and all that juicy stuff. So let's get started. So starting off, we have the lizard family. There are 4 types of lizards: the ice lizard, the sand lizard, the thunder lizard, and the venomous lizard. Now, the lizard family, in my opinion, is not really the best type of Warpets in general, because while they are very flexible, they have a lot of build paths. Like for example, you have the ice lizard, which is a magic type, the thunder lizard is also magic type, sand lizard is a support healing, and venomous lizard is sort of physical. And they are not the best at what they do. And the main reason for that is because there are better options. So sometimes when you have more than one options, it doesn't mean that all of them are good, because some just outshine the others really well. So if you want to run a magic Warpet, for example, I would recommend you go for the Sapphire Fade Drake, much better than the Ice Lizard. And that is because he synergizes more with other commanders that are meta right now, versus the Ice Lizard, who has no synergy with anyone in general, and it only deals like a measly dot for 3 seconds. It doesn't really have that high a damage factor to open eyes, and its upgraded version doesn't really do all that much either. But before I continue rambling apart, I should explain what talents are and its upgraded versions. Every single Warpet type has a certain skill called talent. This talent cannot be bought. It cannot either inherit. You cannot buy it from this or from the learning skills section, and you cannot buy it from the shop. The reason for that is because it's purely RNG, and you can only get it by fishing for it, by hunting multiple Warpets. The reason for that is because it's the unique skill for every single Warpet. Talents are not shared between other Warpets, and not a single Warpet has the same type of talent that the other one has. So for example, the Snow Peak Rock has this talent, the Frost Bear has this talent, the Frost Armor, the Sand Lizard has Stone Aura, the Striped Bear has Friendship, and so on and so forth. So every single Warpet has its certain key talent that differentiates it with the other, and that should be the one you focus on when you're building the Warpet. You always want to build your Warpet around its talent and its upgraded version. So for example, the Snow Peak Rock has the talent concentration, so the first thing we want to determine when we are building it is to find its upgrading version as well, which is forceful concentration. And the reason for that is because the upgraded version always directly impacts the skill in one way or another. So forceful concentration makes concentration deal an extra 3% damage at 0 stars, which scales insanely high. Frost Armor, for example, its upgraded version, Enduring Frost Armor, increases the duration of Primitive Strike, and every 250 points of endurance extends its effect by 1 second, and so on and so forth. So The talents need the upgraded version in order to truly shine. Some talents become extremely broken with their upgraded version, such as the Sapphire Fade Drake, the the Frost Bear armor, Frost armor, and so on and so forth. So that is one of the other reasons why the lizards are not that good, is because their upgraded skill versions are not even that effective in general. Because if you want to build on something, you might as well just build on something that's considered super strong and then make that even stronger instead of taking something subpar and try to make it stronger in general. So let's just review which Warpets work with which troops real quick, and then we can continue discussing what to focus on when you're building a Warpet in general. So the Berserker Fade Drake only works with debuff marches, and it really shines when that happens. So, for example, the Berserk Fade Drake pretty much is tailored towards a march consisting of Theodore and Frondro. Reason for that is because they're the only two cavalry that apply debuffs, and Frondor also apply cowardice, which also increases the stacks, which makes it deal even more damage in general, making it that has more synergy with each other and that march, especially because you can pretty much guarantee 3 stacks every single time a rage cycle occurs. We have Sapphire Fade Drake, which has amazing synergy with both Velen and Lilia, because it scales off with especially its upgraded talent. It scales off Freeze and Scorch with both Velen and Lilia applying them both, making it extremely strong and extremely busted, making this Warpet one of the best Warpets in general, because this is the upgraded version. Every time you inflict Scorch, Freeze, or Ensnare, which you already applied both of these, you deal even more damage, which goes up to 40% extra damage. That is insane amount of DPS that you won't even notice occurring, but it's gonna melt people. The Golden Rock works perfectly fine with Bakshi Emrys because they gain extra rage generation speed every time you have passion, or deal extra damage, sorry. You have a base rage speed if you have passion, if you don't have passion, but once you have passion, it's gonna deal even more damage, and the factor is pretty high. Plus, its upgraded version, it makes it pretty stronger as well. So let's take a look at Exuberance. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is Exuberance? Feral Exuberance. Grants your legion even more rage and heals them when you're casting, so you rage cycle even stronger when it comes to a rage machine march such as Bakshi Emrys, which makes them even stronger. We have the Snowpeak Rock, which is pretty much tailored towards Kinara Nico, or any march that applies defense break, which deals even more damage once you have a defense break applied. Then we got the Frost Bear, we've already discussed this. It's extremely broken, in my opinion, hands down one of the best Warpets in general, because it's triggered by shield effects. So what are shield effects? And not only is it triggered by Madeline, it can be triggered by Thea, it can be triggered by the Dragon Scale armor, it can be triggered by Visage of the Sanctus that also gives you a shield. So every single shield source triggers this effect, and it doesn't have a cooldown. Plus its upgraded version makes it even more tanky and makes it deal even more damage in general, and makes it even last longer. So in general, this is one of the best talents to go for. But however, we do have a tier list here that we're going to take a look at that will pretty much be the summary for this video for now, because I don't want to give too much information overload. But this should be the Warpets that you focus on going forward. So the best Warpets right now are the Sapphire Fade Drake and Frost Bear. And then we have the next up, Snowpeak Rock, Berserk Fade Drake, and Golden Rock. But these are so commander specific that while yes, they're extremely strong, they need a preset build for you to work on. Meanwhile, Sapphire Fade Drake does not need any Commander Awakened, and Frostbear does not need any Commander Awakened either, or any Commander high up. While these guys, Snowpeak Rock needs Kinara Awakened in order to super shine with a Nico Kinara March, or just a Kinara March or a Nico March in general. Berserk Fade Drake needs Thunder and Theodore, and Golden Rock needs Bakshi Emrys. Ice Lizard, while it's strong, Sapphire Fade Drake just outshines it in general. Venomous Lizard, we discussed this, it's not that good. Thunder Lizard, meh. Striped Bear, absolutely... oh, so sorry about that. Striped Bear, absolutely useless, because it has full synergy with the Garwood only. And well, we will all know Garwood is not really the best commander to work on right now. because it only triggers from healing and it gives vigor to that march only and nothing else. And then the silent Blizzard is just, well, absolutely worthless. The reason why I have it is because I don't have any other options for now. But yeah, it's so bad. Legion heals up to 4 of your nearby legions every 6 seconds while in battle. It's awful. In comparison to all the other Warpets that are running around, it's awful. And when we even look at its upgraded version, if we can find it, what's this called? Stone Aura. Let's see if we can find the upgraded version of the Stone Aura. Is there not an upgraded version of Stone Aura? That's not right. Wait, I guess there's not even an upgraded version of Stone Aura, making this even more useless. But yeah, it's even more useless, I guess. Well, Sand Lizard, the absolute worst Warpet right now. Never work on it. Yeah, I believe I will end this video on that note. This is, of course, the introduction to the series, and later videos I'll be taking every single Warpet and teaching you how to build it correctly, with what you should focus on it, and what you should do when you want to build it, transfer skills, and all that good stuff. So on that note, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Big shout out to John Nader again for providing me with those amazing infographics and the tier list. And then, of course, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Meow meow!